I met a gypsy.
It's one thing that I've always been impressed by with you is that it seems like no matter how bad your injury is or how long you're out for, it just does not matter when you get back on the bike. I mean, I think you could probably argue that you have 3 or 4 rounds where you're struggling to just get the race fitness back. But in terms of your ability to just be a fucking animal, like it just never seems for an injury to take that away from you. And I don't know why that is. It's got to be just mental.
Yeah, it's all mental. Like now I seen this as a break. Like I was always rushing to get back to racing. And now KTM basically has said, like, okay, take the year off and come back next year and come back winning ways. So I could have came back in May, but then I decided to get away with the team because I had an injury in 2019 where I shed up my foot and I still needed another surgery, but I never really had the time to do it. And then I had a plate on the left side where I broke my heel in a photo shoot crash. Stupid me, in January. So I had to get that plate removed because it was bothering. So now I think it really, I took this one as a break because right now I'm not really training or anything at all. I just take this as a break to really have a few more good years coming. I'm 27 right now and I would like to race for like 3-4 more years. And, I've won 5 world titles. I've lost a few when I was really, really close to them due to injury. But like, I think the injuries are really mental at times because like my right foot, it was always bothering. It was always painful. So then you're going back to Kenny when it's maybe because of it, you're limited in your riding. Then it's not only mental anymore because then also the body stops you. And I had a little bit of feeling that it was stopping me. So now I hope it's going to be all solved. And as a racer, you always get pushed kind of like, hey, you have to come back because, hey, we're paying you. You know, you need to win, you need to perform, you need to race. I think that's how it goes, because the teams don't want you to sit at home, which is normal because they're basically paying you to go out there racing. And like this year, I just took time for myself. Like, okay, I'm gonna get a fix, I'm gonna get healed up, and next year is gonna be my contract year too, because it's currently my last year with KTM, and it's gonna be a very important year, especially with this year being off. Everybody knows what I'm capable of, because if you could see the last years, whenever I was there and when I raced the full series, I basically won the championship. So, and the riders, they know it, I know it, but yeah, my problem is to just finish a year, and I think I made a lot of crashes just by being dumb, like this photo shoot crash, just wasn't focused, like blah 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 blah, whip it, and then big crash, just because I wasn't focused. Same in 2019. So the last 2 major injuries I had, they were just unlucky, and just because I was dumb and just not focused. I never really had like big injuries while I was in competition or whatsoever, but it seems like I've been made out of glass, man. When I touch the ground, I freaking break a bone. So yes, the injuries are tough in our sport, and it's part of it.
What do you think mentally though? Well, I guess, have you had any injuries that have been really hard to come back from? Like the crash was really scary, or it could have been, I mean, you had that crash where you had your neck or your back, and it's like, have you had some crashes that were mentally really hard to come back to and you just found a way to push your way through it? Or have you always just naturally been like, once it's done, you're just able to put it in the back of your mind and then you're able to be the fastest dude in the world again? Because that seems like it'd be a challenge.
When it's done, yeah, it definitely is a challenge, but when it's done, it's done. And like that neck thing, I was paralyzed for like an hour, and it's like they put the freaking electric back in the wall, like whoosh, everything started working again, like
really?
I did that feeling, and then it was so crazy. Like I crashed it was in Faenza, warm up, and then I jumped, my leg came off, and then I hit my head in the ground, and I did like a front flip, but my neck basically was stuck in the mud. So I broke one vertebra in my neck. I think it was C1, which is the most dangerous one, because if you really break it bad, you will be like paralyzed from your chin downwards. So at that point, I didn't have feeling from my chin downwards, and but it was like a very, very small crack. But it just from the impact it just got like kind of a shockwave, whatever it's called. Like, so I didn't have feeling for a while, and then like after like I don't know, half an hour, 1 hour. It's like they like I just mentioned, like they put the electricity back on, like everything started working, and even the day after, I didn't have any pain because it was just like like they could barely see it on the scan, like a small crack in it. But then yeah, the doctor said, okay, like hey, don't start riding with this thing, because I could basically ride the next weekend if I really wanted to, but if I would crash on it again and it would.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
you don't want to be messing around with something in your neck, man.
No.
Then that's not worth it. So, so I decided, okay, because then it wasn't the Corona time. They had like 3 races, like Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, week off, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. So, like basically 6 weeks later, then the season was up anyway. So, we decided to sit out that year. But for the rest, I never had, like, even with the foot, both of my feet, which got badly injured. Because for the rest, I didn't have so many injuries, but both of them, the crashes were really silly and really stupid. Like, yeah, you've seen probably my photo shoot crash. Just went over the bars and just landed on my feet. And then I was actually straight walking up, and I was like, it hurts. And then I was like, okay, I get a plane, fly back home. And actually wasn't too bad. And then you come up like, oh shit, my heel is kind of exploded. So, yeah, I never really had major big crashes. But, for me, once it's done, it's done. And I know when you're racing dirt bikes, you know the risk. You know the risk of, it sounds really hard what I'm going to say right now, but you know the risk you can die. You know the risk you can get paralyzed. You've seen a lot of riders got paralyzed, unfortunately. You know the risk of breaking bones. And it's basically every single weekend somewhere out there, you're breaking bones. Like in the US or in Europe, you see, oh, this guy broke his collarbone, this guy broke his femur, this guy broke this. So you know the risk of racing dirt bikes. If not, I should have played, I don't know, on a guitar or something. Then I know nothing would have happened. But I know the risk of it. So now I'm well aware. And for me, when it's done, it's done. Try to heal up and come back. And I don't plan on racing another 10 more years. I want to do 3-4 more, and then I'm done.
Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, well, I know that you're just a guy that's obsessed with motocross too. I mean, you can even hear, like, everything about every rider. You're watching everything. I know that you're an all-in guy when it comes to training and what you demand of the team. And it's like motocross is your life. You're one of those guys where, and not, I guess, motocross in terms of it even as a hobby or fun or whatever. It's just like, you're here to win world championships. That's kind of it. And I think that, to keep up that intensity your entire life and then deal with the injuries and then, everything that else goes along with it, it's just not a thing you can do into your 40s.
No, definitely. That's why I think, I'm 27 now, so I'll be 28, 39, 30, 31. So I think in Europe, that's a nice age. I think in US, it's been pretty nice because they used to stop at 26, 27. Now they're going into the 30s almost. Like Jason, he's almost getting 30. Muscan was like 32. Eli's getting into the 30s almost. So I think it's good that they extend their careers a bit in the US too. And in Europe, normally they extend a bit even longer. So I think racing till the early 30s is nice. And at one point, you want to have kids and you want to, the life changes. When you're 16, you're just all out war. Like, just go out riding. Even if they would have sent me for 3 months to Spain in the winter, I wouldn't care. But now you're like, okay, you want to be home a bit more and you want to think about different things. And due to the age, things change. And also the risk, when you were 16, I didn't see any risk. Now sometimes like, okay, shut down the gas because it's enough, So I think that comes with age. Like when you go to Supercross, when you see like the 16 years old, they would just send it, and then you see guys like Eli, Kenny, Jason, they have so much experience, had so many injuries. They're a bit more like, okay, we just do our thing and keep it safe and things like that. So, I think in Europe, early 30s, then it's been a good day.
Yeah, it's been a good run. When you were saying before that you just, the couple times you've just lost that little bit of focus, why do you think it is? Because, I mean, is it the fact that you're spending so long on a bike? Like, you were just on a motorcycle. You, in no injury time, is probably, you're on a bike more than maybe any other rider. And do you just think that it's easy for you to lose a bit of focus because you're just on the thing so often?
Yeah, basically the crash I had in Spain just because I wasn't focused, because it was my 6th day straight on a bike, because we were testing, or I was riding like Thursday. No, it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We were testing a bit, I believe. Then on Saturday, Sunday, I made a Spanish championship. For whatever reason, I did that one. And then on the Monday, we had a photo shoot. So it was my 6th day. I got some blisters. We came back from the race like 12 in the night the day before. We expected to be 9 at the photo shoot, so had a short night of sleep. We're still tired. Had to get all the shit together for that photo shoot.
Yeah.
It just wasn't focused. And I don't blame anyone. I just blame myself because I knew that photo shoot was on that Monday, but I decided to go race somewhere in the middle of Spain and things like that. Just, when I'm on, I'm on. When I'm off, I'm off. So, and I think that's also because I've been, like you can see in the results, like I've been winning so much, or either I wasn't there. So, I was really extreme in training as well. Like either like now I'm a little bit chubby. I don't give a shit. But when I'm on, I'm on. Then I'm super lean. I'm ready to send it. So, maybe because I've been riding so much. Because like even between races, I would always ride Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then race on the weekend. And maybe that's been too much. And it's something what I like now. I've been sitting on the couch and been, I'm trying to heal up from the surgeries I've had and just healing. And then you consider like, hey, maybe if I ride less, it will be maybe better, and have more productive time instead of be just like now we just went to the tracks like, okay, yeah, we went to ride today, but was it productive? I don't know. Just blast out 2 motos, but do the same thing in 24 hours and do the same thing in another 24 hours. And then we go to the race. And sometimes I even showed up at the race like I was just tired. But I was like, if I knew end of last season when I was battling for the championship, if I would just see guys who are fair for training, I even would come and get like, hey, get in with the bike. Like they're riding, I need to be riding, So like if I knew they would have done 2 motos, I would have gone out, I would have done 3. And that's basically why Tim has won this championship. Like in 18 and in 21 when I was there, he didn't win. And he just won in 19 and even in 20, I was leading after 6 rounds. I was leading by 60 points. But he just won because I cleaned myself out, and I cleaned myself out again this year. So, like, if you look to all the championships we've raced, he never beat me straight up in a championship. In 2015, he won a championship. I was leading by 150 points until I took myself out of the championship. And it was the same in 2017. I did the first 4 races, but I just broke my hand like 7 days before the first opening round. So the first 4 races really sucked, but I lost the championship due to myself. So always I lose kind of the championship. I cleaned myself out, and that's pretty frustrating. And and knowing I just got 5 championships, well, I should have had way more, but it should have, could have, would have. It doesn't make any sense, but it's something to consider for the future as my age is clicking too. And I know I just have a few more attempts. I don't have 10 attempts left, so I know there will be only very few. So, we'll see.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.